We're just like,
dun, 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 dun.
Hi. We're here. We're back.
We are here.
Woohoo. Okay, so last week we talked about heated rivalry and all the delicious things that came from that. But I think today we're going to be kind of like a little all over the place.
I love it. I mean, that's the only way to be, you know?
That's how we do. That's how we do. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about, I brought up the movie Sorry Baby last week, and I think we could dive into that a little bit more because I think it's really important. But then we're also going to kind of talk about like the whole gamut of like porn and also like vibrators and like it's just going to be a wild ride today. So just
stick
with us.
Strap in and strap on. Edit that out.
Oh my God, I will not. Okay, amazing. All right, but first we always like to start with a little story time.
Oh God. Okay.
Please. Okay.
I don't think I can tell the story because the way I experienced it was way different than what you experienced.
Okay. Well, so last week we were talking like as we were wrapping up without you guys listening, we were talking about like anger a little bit. And I think that this kind of goes along with some of the topics today. Just like repressed anger and like how that shows up and how people deal and all of those things. But it reminded me of this story. So we have talked about how we love to go on like mall walks. And sometimes we're both hairstylists. We've both been doing it for a really long time. And our shoulders, they be sore. They be yelling at us sometimes. You know what I mean? And we love a little mall massage. And this place is called Good Hand at the mall. And just one good hand.
Just one hand.
And so we go in and sometimes it's like a crapshoot. Like sometimes it's...
When it's good, it is so good.
Yes.
Like we lose eyelashes, drool.
Yeah.
I mean...
And not even mad about it. Just
affordable.
Yeah. Take all our money. Like so good. And we feel like revived. Like our shoulders can be like away from our ears. You know? Other times... It's not as great. And sometimes...
And by not as great, you mean literally horrible. Okay. And then you're like face down and you're like, should I just get up and leave? But then you're thinking about you don't want to be rude to that person when they're clearly being fucking rude to you. Because I swear to God, the time that you're about to talk about, I feel like the guy was like looking at his phone while he was just like...
Just tapping.
I don't even know what he was doing.
My gosh. Okay. So sometimes it is not as good. And sometimes it's like, I don't know. And we've talked about this before together. Yeah. But like a lot of times when we have like women who like, they're like listening to your body.
Yes.
Like they like feel into like, ooh, you're tight here. Yeah. You need more attention.
Like they know what we want without even us telling them.
And then other times, and
the men are like on your spine, just shoving down with their elbow, and you're just like, oh
they're
my
just
God.
going through like a routine of like, this is what I do when I do a back massage for half an hour, right? Like in a chair. And, you know, some of them really are like really bad. Really, really bad. And this particular day, like I get up out of the chair, right? And I'm kind of like dazed, and I get like, you get like a little sleepy, but you're also kind of like, you know, the lactic acid or whatever is like moving through your body and you kind of feel a little like drunky. And I get up and
you just look over and just see me just staring
look at Jess and she looks pissed. Like, I mean, I don't see you pissed often.
Because I'm not easily bothered.
No,
like
I know.
I can handle anything. I always give the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
I even if something's bad, I'll over tip because you know what? They're probably having a bad day. I'm just like, it's not a big deal. Nothing is ever a big deal because there was a time in my life where like I let things really get to me.
For sure.
And now I just don't care. But that day
she goes up to the front and I see her and she takes her purse and she slams it on the counter, and then she takes her phone and she also slams it on the counter, and she is like huffing, like she is so mad. Like she's almost like you could see her like about ready to like stomp and like just throw things. Do you know what I mean? Like she was so pissed, and they were like, how was it? And she was like, fucking awful. And I was like beside myself because like I've never ever seen you like that. And honestly, it makes me laugh so hard because it was such like a true moment of like that is exactly how you felt. And what's so funny to me is Jess is like a constant over tipper, and she's like, I only tip them 20%. It's like, girl, that's how much you're supposed to tip them. Like she usually is like 110% tipper.
God.
Oh my gosh. But it is just so funny to me because
what a waste of time.
What a waste. God. I can never get that half an hour back.
I hate like it makes my skin crawl. I'm like a cat where I just want to like don't touch me, like
arch away.
If it's gonna be just like this weird soft no purpose touch, I'm like ugh.
Yeah. No, you got to get in deep. We like it hard. We like, give me an elbow.
Deep and hard. Oh my God. I was so mad.
But here's the thing. Okay. With anger is like the part of yourself that loves you the most, right?
Yeah.
So it's the part that shows up when either you've been taken advantage of, or you've had a boundary crossed, or
you just really needed a damn massage.
You really needed a massage and they did not deliver.
God.
But it's also like not speaking up for yourself, right? Where for me, sometimes when that shows up is like, I've had a massage there before and I actually like was bruised afterwards.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. And by the time I got back to the car, I was crying.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't spoken up. Right. And said like, this hurts or that's too much. And so I think there's a purpose to anger. It's not just like, oh, then I got angry and I flew off the handle or whatever. Yeah. It's like showing up in your life for a reason and showing up because you feel like, there's things that need to be put in place. And anger actually forces you into action, right? Like, okay, in order for that not to happen again, what do I have to do? What boundary do I have to put in place? What do I have to speak up for myself? So anyway, but anger kind of leads me to this movie.
Yes.
A little bit, which I wouldn't say as I'm watching it that she was angry, right? Like I wouldn't say that she like was in a stage of anger. I think she was more in a freeze state, right? Like when something happens to you that is a violation, right? That there's an immobilization.
Yeah.
Right. So
with this movie, like a trigger warning would be like what, just
like abuse.
Yeah.
Like sexual abuse.
Okay.
So if this is too much or if something is really triggering, I would just, if this is not space or capacity for you right now, just like press pause because we are going to talk about a little bit of a heavier subject for a minute here because I just really think I wish that every single person on this planet could watch this movie.
Yeah.
And like
whether you've experienced it or not.
No. And like understand. Because to me, this movie, so it's about a sexual assault that happens. And she's in college. And it was like her advisor. And so a person in authority, someone she looks up to, someone who they had like good camaraderie and like he definitely was like showing her affection in like just like a normal
but
way.
She liked that he seemed to value her and to really be interested in like her writing. And so like
why wouldn't you feel like if someone's like, oh my gosh, this is exceptional work, you are amazing, like you're praising someone, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I've worked so hard on this thesis, I've worked so hard on these things and I'm getting recognized, right? And so there is like a, oh my gosh, like you and I are both that way, right? Where we're like, oh my gosh, we love a gold star. Like we want to be someone's favorite. We want to be like, we want to be acknowledged in those ways. And then it got to a point where he was going to help her with something. And then he ends up changing the location, and you watch her walk into this house, and it shows like hours gone by, and you're not watching the actual assault.
Right.
Which I think is really beautiful that they did it that way.
Right.
Where you could assume.
Yeah. Because to be honest, we didn't need to see it. No. And that's also heartbreaking that like, you know exactly what's happening.
Exactly. And like her putting on her shoes, like outside the house and like driving home in silence, like it just, to me, like it was just so like poignant of like how you can have something so horrific and so put upon you, something you are not wanting to happen to you, and then like you just have to like drive home, like you just have to like exist. And so that's what this movie is all about, is like, how is she existing after this thing happens?
No matter what level or however you want to call it, like the severity of abuse, that, because I feel like a lot of times women can try to justify things, and that was one thing I noticed when she's driving home in silence, and even afterwards she kind of just walked in and just told her friend, but not in a hysterical crying way. She was very like,
it was like very
in
matter
shock.
of fact.
And I think that a lot of times people can end up shaming themselves or judging themselves, or listen to other people when they say like how, well, it couldn't have been that bad because she did XYZ, or they, whoever did, reacted in any kind of way. But the cognitive dissonance of like, your brain can't quite understand, like, it's bad, but you're almost, it's just like, it's okay that you weren't like immediately knowing exactly how to handle it and reacting in the perfect way, whatever that means,
Absolutely. And I think that we as women we try to minimize and give the benefit of the doubt in the scene. So she, again, you don't see it, but afterwards she drives home, her roommate's there, she gets in the tub and she explains what happened. And I love the roommate, and I'm going to cry just because it's just, Jesus, damn.
It's okay.
Shit.
Just cry.
But I love that the roommate was like, it seemed like you really were trying to tell him that you didn't want this. And she was like, yes. And she's like, it seems like you pulled his hand away a lot. And she was like, I did, and it was like this, like that friend reassuring her that because it was like, she couldn't even kind of understand really what was going on.
Right.
And so she was like, he started kissing me, and then he started trying to put his hand down my pants, and I kept pulling his hand away. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe if I keep kissing him, that will distract him.
That was a big part.
Dude. And I think that like, that's why I love this movie so much, is because it's not like cut and dry. Women have to like try to create this space of like, how do I not get murdered?
Right.
How do I not...
What you do in survival like is not
like this. Let me do this thing I don't want to do because it's not as bad as this thing that could possibly happen. And she starts talking about all of these things and explaining to the friend like verbatim kind of like what happened. And she kind of even like blacked out a little bit of like, well, what actually went down. She was like, and then I kind of like woke up, like, and it was these moments of like, you can tell, and if you've been in that situation, it's like you kind of shut down because your body's like, this is too much. And then it can look like, or be perceived as to other people as like, well, why didn't you just say no? Why didn't you just walk out of that house?
Right.
Like, why didn't you not like throw something in his face and walk away? And it's like, that is the part that I'm like, that aspect of this movie where it's really like so nuanced in how to survive something so horrible.
Yeah, and I think it was really important that they also showed that part of that struggle. You know, why didn't you just do this or that? The amount of grooming, the very like subtle grooming that happened, starting all the way at the very beginning when he was just frazzled at his desk and kind of like happened to slip in a little bit about him being divorced and like, and just, you know, like,
totally.
It's just very, the way he even kind of like, yeah, I'll read yours, but I couldn't stop reading yours. Yeah. Like little things that just start building that trust and start making you feel good.
Like special.
Right.
Like you're the special one.
Right. You know? To make it seem like, okay, I know going over to his house might not be a good idea. Because, you know, someone would be like, well, what did you think was going to happen? You went over to his house. Right. Well, no. Like,
this is just, she didn't have those feelings. Like, she was just like, okay, well, I can go to his house, I guess. Like, she even walks to his office and then looks at her phone and is like, oh, I guess I'm meeting him at his house.
Right.
It's right near the school. You know what I mean? It was like.
Right. Because if I go like, well, I'm not going to his house, then like that almost makes it seem like you're the one thinking like inappropriately. Totally. There's no reason why I couldn't just go over to his house and talk to him. But yeah, the fact that like he was so attractive and charismatic and also just the fact that like other people, you know, respected him and stuff. It's all part of the conditioning to make sure that, and you know what, I'm sure you're going to get into it, but when it moves forward and he actually just bails.
Yeah.
Like that was the part that too, you're just like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So again, these are definitely spoilers of this movie.
Sorry.
Too, because we have to talk about it.
I can't not talk about it.
Basically, the doctor scene too, when they go to the doctor.
You know what? I liked the friend. Because the friend was just like calling the doctor out.
So
like, you dumb piece of shit.
They go and they're like, you know, she goes to the doctor to like do like a rape kit so that she can get that done.
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, usually this is done within this amount of time. Yeah, and she's like, oh, well, remember that for the next time I get raped.
Seriously.
You dumbass. Like,
dude. And it was like, there was just no bedside manner. And the friend was like, I think you need to change your tone.
Yeah.
And I was like, God almighty, I wish I love this friend, right? Like, she's like, no, but your tone is bad. Like, you need to change it.
Yeah.
Like, the way you were speaking to her. Like, he's like, well, why didn't you come in right away? And she was like, well, I took a bath. And he's like, well, you shouldn't have taken a bath. You should have just come in right away. And she's like, you know what I mean? I didn't even know what I was doing. I just drove home and like.
I actually haven't re-entered my own body. So.
Literally. And the friend's just like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Horrible.
But then she goes to report it to the school. Like, she's like taking the action to report it. And
which takes so much.
Oh my gosh.
Can you even imagine walking up to that office? Dude, like,
especially like this is a school that's like a grad school. Like this is like a small grad school. Everybody knows each other. She goes in to try to report it. And basically they're like, well, we really feel for you, but he quit. So we actually can't do anything about it. Nothing. And they're like, but we feel really bad about you experiencing this. But now he's off to another school.
Yeah.
And you're just like, isn't this just the fucking way? Isn't this just the way? So she reports it to the school, but she doesn't report it to the police. And later on in the movie, this is the other scene that just absolutely got me. Like, and she's in like jury duty. And, you know, they're in like a jury duty scene where she's like, you know, they're asking people questions and they're like, has anyone been a victim of a crime? And she and another man like raise their hand and she like puts hers down really quick. And the lady's like, do you want to tell us about that? Do you feel like that's going to, you know, interfere with you being able to be an impartial juror? And she's like, yeah, talking about this in a room of strangers is literally my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
she's like, well, did you report the crime? And she like stops for a minute and she's like, no, I didn't report it because he has a kid. And I really would hope that he would not be this way. And if I reported it, then he would just be this way in prison. Like, he would just be someone who does this, who is now in prison. And she's like, I really would hope that he would not be this way. And it was like, I just, again, I just like was bawling because I was like, that is the thing about these moments and these experiences, right? Like for people who have had this, that like most sexual assaults and most abuse in that way tends to be from people you know. Mm-hmm. And
it's okay.
The fact is that you don't. Like, there's this weird space of, like, not wanting to ruin someone else's life.
Right. Like when they ruined yours.
And that's, like, this whole movie is, like, showing these little moments of, like, how it's changed her.
Yeah.
And how she keeps hearing these noises, or she goes to the bathroom and she feels like someone's watching her.
Yeah.
And like she's constantly like hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
And not kind of being in any relationships, and you're watching her friends as they progress in their life. And she's kind of like not stuck, but it's altered it. It's altered how she interacts and how she behaves, and there's a scene where she also like someone else comes to her and like says that they ended up having sex with that professor or that advisor or whatever, and she has a panic attack, and like,
well, and that girl was like, well, I like, she wanted to, and this and that, and it's like, it just breaks your heart.
Oh my gosh.
You're just like,
at the same time, you're like, no, you
don't get it.
That also was abuse.
Right.
And it just is. Anyway, it was so beautifully done. And at the end of the movie, her best friend has a baby and she brings her and she watches her. And that's like the ending scene is her holding this baby and like telling this baby, like, I won't be afraid when you tell me there's hard thoughts in your head. If you think of these things, these scary things, I won't ever be afraid. Like, I'll be there for you. And it was just like this moment of like almost telling her child self like this same thing, right? It was just like a beautiful representation of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was absolutely beautiful and also just weirdly funny. I was cracking up throughout the whole thing too. That's what I think is so beautiful too, is because she just is a very real person. And I just loved the neighbor. I thought all of the like sub characters were all so good too. And
right.
And there's a point, so that's kind of like the movie in synopsis as I'm bawling, but there's a scene in this movie where she runs over to the neighbor's house and she's like kind of been seeing.
Yeah.
And she runs over to the neighbor's house and she's like, will you have sex with me? And
he's like yeah.
Like let me get my shoes.
Yeah. He's like
hold on a second.
Right.
And
because clearly she hadn't been able to even
to be
slightly enjoy sex.
No.
Like it just wasn't.
No, it was just like, that was just like a not thing, And it was this moment where you're watching her like orgasm after bringing herself to pleasure, but also with this other person. And I know that for some people watching it, that wouldn't register as anything. It would just be like, oh, that's a sex scene. But for me, as I was watching that, I was like, this is the moment that she takes her power back.
Yeah.
Because this thing was taken away from her. This thing was pushed upon her. And this is like her choosing to take that for herself back instead of feeling like someone took this away from me. And I just thought it was like so poignant and beautiful, and like how important it is to, especially if you've experienced that, to like rewrite the script for yourself about like, I'm taking this back for me. And I think like for people especially who had SA like when they were very young, I think that like you become pretty sexual pretty early. Like instead of it kind of being like, oh, I'm not going to do any of that. It's like it introduces something.
Yeah.
And then I think
it kind of normalizes it.
Right. Well, and then it makes you kind of like seek it in a different way. And it kind of like warps it a little bit for you. So you tend to like be oriented to that a little younger. And I think that having that experience myself, that I like when I started very young self-pleasuring, like I was like, because I was very religious, like I would cry and I would pray and I would beg forgiveness because I just thought like, this is so wrong of me. This is so dirty. I just felt really bad. And then as an adult self, looking back at my child self being like, girl, that was you trying to take that power back. Like it was taken away and it shouldn't have happened. And this was you, like, you were fighting for yourself. Like, I'm so proud of that girl for figuring it out and being like, this isn't for somebody else. This is actually for me.
And taking that shame and letting it go back to where it belongs, you know?
Exactly. So anyway, it was just really beautiful. I feel like everybody needs to watch that movie, even though it's hard to watch. But also, like, just you felt so much connection, or I felt so much connection to what this woman had experienced and just how she, even though it was hard, she was able to have joy and still move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love you.
I love you. Thanks for letting me cry. Yeah. I didn't mean to cry so much, but it's okay. Crying is okay.
It is okay.
But so
of taking your power back and self-pleasure.
Yes, let's talk about it.
No, I think honestly along those lines, like we were recently kind of chatting about just what the whole world of sex and pleasure and what it's kind of evolving to.
Yeah.
I guess, you know? And so we were talking about porn. And one interesting fact is that you've never watched porn.
I've never watched porn. like ever in me life. But it
just never happened? You just...
No. Okay. I have a very strong memory of walking home from school and seeing someone had tore out a picture from Playboy.
Oh my God.
And it was like a woman just like legs spread. And I was like, what? This should not be out here.
Oh, like, what is this?
But I was kind of taken aback because I was like, this is from a magazine. Like this must be something. But I had never seen that, understood what that was. Like I was just like, oh, this is something I shouldn't be looking at. But no, I never went online and sneakily looked at things. Like that wasn't a thing I ever did. And then when I got to an age where I could, I just didn't. Like it wasn't like a thing that drew me in. Like to me, it's more of like the cerebral, like I get way more out of books. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what we want to talk about, which is like, first of all, you haven't missed out on anything. Let me tell you. Like, because... And this is going to be just my opinion, my experience, whatever. But I am just like, porn is just so dumbed down. Okay. It's just like, I think it's made for men.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like that's what it is.
And it's just so performative and fake. And I don't know how people, besides just the visual, like, in and out of the hole. Like, I guess if that does something for you, but it's really like there's nothing leading up, and anything that they do try to have a couple minutes ahead of the actual action. Yeah. It's always something that is so cheesy and just gives you the ick.
It kind of gives me the ick, even though I have never even seen it. But like, I can imagine.
Whatever you're imagining is accurate. Okay. It's so like, you almost want to laugh.
Yeah, like 70s, like, bow, chicka, bow, wow.
But yeah, and it's always like the weirdest, just, I don't know, it's always like, you know, step sister with step brother while the it's like so weird. It's just weird.
Is it like, do you think it's like they pick out what they think people's kinks are and they're like, okay, we're gonna do like one scene about this?
No, I, honestly, like
No?
everything, everything I've ever seen, they always want it to look like super young girls.
Ugh.
Which to me, I'm like,
Yeah,
if that
gross.
doesn't speak volumes about just like the absolute predatory, like
disgusting
pedophile, it's just so gross.
Ew.
Like they want everyone to look like they are
like
little girls.
Ew.
And then the men are all just like super, it just seems like they care what they look like while they're doing it. And it's just so strange to me that in all of the different types of porn and whatever, majority of it is just the woman performing, being overly loud and vocal and even just unrealistic. Like, I don't, who is genuinely making those noises? That is like, come on, you're actually not doing enough for that to happen. Get out of here.
No.
So it's just very interesting to me that it seems like over the years, it's always been heavily performative and geared towards like stroking the ego of the man. And it's also just what the male gaze seems to want to see versus like, and I think that's why there's been such a huge shift and things have evolved with, you know, like Quinn, audio erotica, and these smutty books, because the amount of like intellectual things, the connection, the build up, the tension, like some of it we are holding our breath and they haven't even touched.
I know.
Like,
but that's the thing. It's like that is what females like, that is what we need. Like it is so mental for women. It is so mental.
Also, even in porn, even if it's like woman on woman, it's still performative for a man.
Yeah, it's
because I'm like, girl, you know what you guys are doing to each other is not actually doing it. Like
it's not doing it.
It's so
no,
it's just ridiculous. And it's like, I don't know how you watch it and like you're like, yeah.
Well,
like,
I don't know because
you're like, I don't. That's
but it's really interesting. I actually had a client who was having like, she was going to the doctor because of like dryness, which is a thing that happens in like midlife, right? And her doctor straight up looked at her and was like, "What are you reading? What are you reading?" She's like, "It is completely..."
Because it ain't the Salacious Players Club. Because if you were, you wouldn't.
You need panty liners, and that's a fact. So, but that's the thing is like, she's like, it is so mental for women. It is so mental. If you don't have that mental aspect,
and also because again, in these videos or whatever, it's so just like, I mean, they're just like slapping things and doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, like you haven't even come close to where you need to be. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're like, no, and not enough time, I'm sure.
Not enough time. And so the thing about, yes, it's very mental and stuff, but also to feel safe and not pressured and be able to just kind of like take your time and allow them to just like, you don't have to perform for me, you know, that type of thing. It's like to actually care about them getting to the pleasure versus like what this is seeming and looking like and stuff. It's just
so different. Like how different would that be? But that's, to your point, that's what like Quinn is all about, right? It's like audio erotica, where it's like the thought, the like slow burn, the like connection, because we have to feel those things.
Yeah, they're playing to the women's gaze, to what women want. Even the type of men and voices and stuff, it's all like, so I don't know. To me, I'm just thinking, man, if I was a man, I would want to focus on like, I don't know.
I do think though, okay, I think that traditional porn, again, is meant for the male gaze. But I also think that men do want more than that.
I think now, you know I hope so.
I think that they too want connection. Like it feels more empty to be doing that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think what we were chatting about, which is people evolving, you know, and growing. It's like, I think that stroking their ego is not as important.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like placate, like,
Yeah.
we don't need to do that. I do think that it is changing.
It's
and thank God, because so interesting thing, which I shared with you, and you were like, what the hell? And I actually didn't know anything about this. And so I went down like a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I know. You sent me things and I was like shaking my head like, what is actually happening?
I did not know that way back in the day, I think it said the 19th century, like early 1900s or something, that women used to be diagnosed with hysteria.
Right.
And they would be sent to the doctor and they would do manual stimulation, basically give women orgasms that would relax their hysteria.
Yeah.
And
they literally were going to the doctor.
Yeah.
For orgasms.
Yeah.
Which is like, that is so mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually happening.
So do you think that that means, because first of all, if you went to the doctor and they did that and you were like, oh, honey, no, we do that all the time. Like, so clearly, there was no focus on the woman's pleasure.
No.
It was just about...
sex was about making babies.
Yes.
It was about making babies.
Oh my gosh.
Like, clitoris who? Like, do you know what I mean?
Where?
Like, where? They couldn't find it. But yeah, like it was all...
Yeah.
And if you think about it, there was no birth control back then. So really, like, the odds of you having sex and then having a baby was really good. You know what I mean? So I think part of that is like, you were like, okay, we're having sex, we're having a baby. Like, I don't know why that doesn't mean you would have pleasure, but
I don't know.
But I think it also was just more of like, that was like what men are like. I get my I get it done, but like like you should be so grateful.
Yes. So what I'm grateful for is the fact that these doctors had to do this. The line was out the door all day long. Women were like faking hysteria to be able to go to the doctor.
That is fucking wild.
And so they were getting like carpal tunnel. Like it was, they couldn't manually do this all day long.
Doing the Lord's work. Do you know what I mean? Like what? Oh my God. Well, okay. So what? I just can't.
Yeah. So from that, someone was like, I'm going to create a machine that can do it. So that way I don't have to physically be doing it all the time. And like, that's how the vibrators and toys started out.
Okay. But you showed me a picture of the first one.
Yeah.
And it straight up looks like that.
Like a hand mixer.
Like the old fashioned, your grandma probably had it where you cranked it and it like mashed the potatoes.
Yeah.
Like the two things spinning.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Like, wouldn't you kind of figure out from there that you didn't have to use that whole thing?
It was made by Hamilton Beach.
Yes. My steamer is from Hamilton Beach. Like, good job, guys. Like,
they have like blenders and stuff.
Irons. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, here, take your stimulation device.
It was called the manipulator.
The manipulator. So you didn't need a man that was manipulating, but you did need a machine.
So then from that, it turned into, it was still meant for
like treating.
Yeah, treating like treatment. A diagnosis.
Yeah.
And they made it to where then you could plug it into the wall and use electricity to do it. Can you imagine?
Do not use in the bathtub.
Like unplug before you clean that thing off. Like,
jeez.
Oh my gosh.
But that was still like
in the 1920s.
Yes.
And so it literally
gosh. The one from the 20s looks like if it was like a sledgehammer a little bit. Like a handheld
mini sledgehammer that you plug into the wall.
It was just pounded.
Oh my gosh. So in 1956, the department store Sears produced their own vibrator.
Shut up.
Yeah, and it had this tagline of great to be alive feeling. It gives you the great to be alive feeling.
It certainly does.
They're not wrong.
They are not wrong. Good old Sears.
So 1970 is when the magic wand from Sears.
Which still exists to this day.
Right, but this one still had a cord and it plugged into the wall.
But I'm sure that thing was powerful.
I am sure it was.
Plugged it in straight into the wall. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my gosh. There's a bunch of different laws that happened. And then 1980s is when the actual battery-powered rabbit vibrator situation, which
it looks very similar
like
to
the ones today.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Oh my God, yes. I love secrets.
I didn't ever use a vibrator until my 30s.
Oh my God.
Because previously...
No porn, no vibrators.
No porn, no vibrator. I had gone...
You were putting in the work, mentally and physically.
Girl, let me tell you. Previously, in my past marriage, I had gone to like a pleasure party. I didn't even know what this was. Yeah. So I went to one of those. A pleasure party where basically it's like instead of selling Tupperware, they sell dildos.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, someone had invited me. I had no idea what it was in for. And this lady was charismatic, showing everybody everything. She's taking the vibrator and putting it on your arm to feel the vibration. I thought this would be fun, like a thing that we can both use together.
Yeah.
And he got very offended that I had purchased one. So when I purchased that one, and it was like a little bear. It looked like a gummy bear.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It was like this big.
A bear?
It was like a little gummy bear. I don't know why they make it look like toys.
What?
Oh, I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, I actually bought it, left it in its package, and I ended up throwing it away years later because I was like,
oh my gosh.
So then when I got divorced, one of my friends was like, girl, we need to go shopping. And so she took me to a store and I got a vibrator, and that was the first vibrator I had ever used. It was when I was 34.
The clouds parted.
It did. I was like,
the sun came through.
Yeah. Okay, this makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a whole nother topic of like men feeling like
really
insecure about.
Yeah. He felt threatened because he was like, does this mean that I can't, this means that I can't do it for you? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I just feel like it's like all of it's good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like however it comes about is like, it's all fair game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like it needs to be like it needs to be a certain way. But apparently he did. So,
well, anyways,
the world's opened up when that happened. And now they got some good
all kinds of stuff.
I'm going to ask you a very personal question, but like, what kind is your favorite?
Oh, God. That is a really personal question. I think that there are different, I mean, okay, you have the one, you have the ones that have like the lips with the fake tongue, and it's just like no, and it like sucks and does everything.
It's a one-stop shop,
and sometimes that is like it's a lot.
It's too much,
you know. And then you have just the good old regular, just vibrating just wand. Like, looks like a little microphone. You're just like just
singing a tune.
Yeah, and you're just like and done. By the way, who in the world uses like like who? What?
Don't yuck someone's yum, okay?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I doubt it. The amount of settings, there's no way.
There's too many settings, to be honest.
And God forbid you slip and hit one, and next thing you know, you're all over. And then you gotta hit it so many times, and now you lost it. It's like,
it's starting from scratch. All right.
You really do.
You really do.
And the settings?
Oh my gosh, the settings.
I genuinely don't know what people use, but the first and the second, anything above that, you're gonna do damage.
I just feel like
you're just gonna like
it's gonna leave your body.
Yeah,
it's like you gotta chill out. Like
your eyes just roll back to your head and stay there, and you're just blind for the rest of your life.
I think they taught me that in Sunday school. Actually,
don't ever use the devil's vibrator. You'll go blind. Oh my God. Who needs to see? You know?
Who needs to see? Come on.
Oh my gosh. But then there's ones that just do like crazy sucking. Yeah. Like there's so many. There's ones that have like octopus,
dude,
like crazy I don't know.
Those ones are a little much.
They're a little much.
I'm a little more straightforward.
You know what I mean? So the point is, I feel like this isn't, not in every situation.
Yeah.
But most women, like, you're capable of all different kinds of orgasms, of all different, like, intensities and lengths and stuff. And sometimes you're like, I'm not trying to, like, go big and go home now. Like, I'm just trying to do...
Yes, like a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Just give me a little something.
Yeah.
A little pick me up. So to answer your question...
What was the hysteria thing that it helped with what?
Feeling like it's living... I don't know.
Anyway.
The whole point is I think the answer to your question is it just depends on the day.
Got it. Okay.
The vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yes,
what's charged?
Yeah, what's charged?
Nothing worse than like
Hold
it just dying out, and then you just got to go back to like the cave days where you just have to go and just put in so much effort.
Okay, hold on. Can we also talk about what the actual fuck is wrong with people creating these things with the worst connection to charge it? Why are they the most inefficient, weird connections?
Absolutely.
Like, it's like two little dots where you have to like place it on it, but like if it's crooked it won't charge, and you have to like strategically like better not breathe as you're setting it down to
and
charge
where the hell is that charger at? I don't know.
It's not any other chargers.
Good God.
You don't have those around. And then I have one that you like poke, but you have to like put it in the hole, but it's like it's like very specific, and like I don't know where that charger is either. I'm like,
so
cool,
crazy.
Well, they're never gonna use this again. Like, it's done. Yeah.
Do you remember when I told you and you were like, what the hell? Long time ago. Okay. The vibrating tongue ring.
Oh,
do you remember me telling you like they have vibrating tongue rings?
Yes, they do.
That's wild.
What a time. What a time.
What a time.
Like, how did that feel in your mouth? Like,
well, first of all, I don't know.
Right. Because it was somebody else.
I mean, I did have my tongue pierced, but
that wasn't, that was like.
I was not the one with the vibrating tongue.
How do you even turn that on?
I don't remember, but.
It's like a button?
I was more worried about their teeth.
Oh,
you
God.
know?
You could chip your teeth with just a regular tongue ring.
I did. I chipped my front tooth. At school, I had my tongue pierced in high school. I was eating breakfast, and all of a sudden in the cafeteria, I just heard it, and boom, my front tooth got chipped.
No.
So embarrassing.
Freaking tongue ring.
Yeah. No. And I didn't even take it out until I got braces put on my 21st birthday.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I couldn't, that's just too much metal in your mouth.
It's too much.
You know?
It's too much.
Yeah.
Dang.
Isn't that crazy?
Vibrating tongue ring.
Ew.
Well,
honestly, it
wasn't great.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, who I'm not going to blame I'm not here blaming the tongue ring. I don't really know.
Even a tongue ring couldn't help him. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's some crazy stuff.
That is some crazy shit. What a roller coaster we've been on today.
Right?
I feel exhausted a little bit.
Me too. And not even for any, like, crazy reason. Anyways.
Oh, my gosh.
I think women should, anyone should post, like, I want people to post all of the different like vibrators. Like, don't gatekeep sex toys in general. Like, post them all.
I will tell you, I had a client who told me about one, and it is definitely my favorite, and it has been my favorite since I got it.
Did you send it to me?
I send it to you.
Yeah, because it looks like one of those face. Yeah,
totally. It does. It looks like a clairsonic situation.
Yeah,
but my favorite part of this was when I went to the comments. There was like
the reviews,
a dissertation on how amazing. Like, this one person, she literally did the longest review about this thing, about how good it was, and it was so funny, and it sold me because I was like, all right, like, this woman was like, no, you don't understand, and she just like went into great detail about how good it was.
I love it.
And yeah, so
well, look,
I've
been single for a lot of years,
but
thank God for books.
Yep.
And Quinn.
Yep.
And girls sharing
Yep.
all the
tools. All the tools you need.
The tools to having a happy life.
Yes. The tools for living life vivaciously.
We almost got through a whole episode
without me popping out of where it was. Just wild. Just vivacious, All
right. That's a good one.
Anyway. All right. Well, I love you.
This has been great.
This has been so fun. All right. Until next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.